I am a huge Eevee fan, so the first thing that I wanted to do on the new Pokemon Scarlet Violet game was to create my Eevee army. Yes, we will rule the world. So aside from fighting gym battles and filling my Pokedex and just generally exploring, this was one of the things was high up on my to-do list on this game, and I've kind of done it. So I'm going to show you the journey that I went on, and boy, it was a journey. So I hope you enjoy this video. Don't forget to leave a like and also subscribe. Let's see what happened. So my journey first started by heading to Medali. This was somewhere that I hadn't unlocked on my map, but a very kind subscriber told me in the very first stream that we did that this is where you want to be if you want to find Eevees. And after a quick Google later, I did discover that that was true. So this was a little bit of a journey. The map is so big, so it took me a while to get there. But when I got there, it definitely paid off, because what did I find? And there she was. Eevee was just sat right outside of Medali, looking adorable in the grass. So we went about fighting her with my Larvesta, and it was a bit of a battle. So I started off strong using my Flame Wheel to get it down to half health, and I went in again with a bug move. I was a little bit nervous here, but thankfully it got it down to a critical level. However, she then stole my Oran Berry and ate it. So at this point I was nervous to do any more moves. So I just went in with my Great Ball and I prayed that it would capture it. But no, not the first time. I just kept going with my Great Balls, trying and get her inside the ball and in my Pokedex. But not the second time. Third time lucky. We succeeded in capturing our first Eevee. I was so happy, so happy. And there she was, successfully registered in my Pokedex. But the rest of the journey was not so easy, trust me. But let's get started with some breeding and also using some stones to get those evolutions underway. So I added Eevee to my party, all was well, and then here is where I made my first mistake. My initial plan was to breed Eevee, make loads of eggs, and then we can start working on the evolutions. However, I got way ahead of myself. I love Leafeon, and when I found in my bag that I had a leaf stone just sat there, I could not stop myself from using it. So we ended up with a Leafeon pretty early on, which means we have one of the evolutions at least, but now I have no more Eevees. So we need to go and find another Eevee so that we can start breeding. So I set off running around Medali, hoping that the spawns would change, and it took a long time. I did put my Leafeon to good use, finding some cute Pokemon. Kamala, adorable, love it. And eventually, I thought I had hit the jackpot. Another Eevee sat around the back of Medali. I was thrilled. This was easy. This was going to be fine. And then it dawned on me. This wasn't an Eevee at all. This was a Ditto. My heart sank a little bit. But in the back of my mind, I was like, we're going to need this for breeding, so it's not all lost. So we went about capturing the Ditto, so we had it there ready. The next day, I went back to my trusted spot outside of Medali, and there she was again. Eevee was sat there, this time at level 29, so I used my Leafeon to battle it and get it down, and we caught it pretty quickly. I was pretty happy with that, again, on the third try, but you can't complain too much. At least we have our second Eevee now, and we can get breeding. In order to prepare for the breeding, I headed down to the supermarket, stocked up on all of the fresh produce that I thought I might need for those high egg-powered yummy sandwiches. Once I was fully stocked up on ingredients, we headed to the field and I threw the cutest picnic. I changed out my party and we had Ditto, Leafeon and Eevee, and we set about making sandwiches. Please do not judge my sandwich making ability. I promise I can make a better sandwich in real life. I don't know what happened here. The bread was just all over the place. Once our sandwich was successfully made, then we set about the waiting game, waiting for the eggs to appear in the basket. I thought this was the perfect opportunity to give Eevee a wash and also get some friendship level up with her, so she looked all sparkling clean after. After a short nap from the Pokemon, we set about looking inside the basket and gathering all of these eggs. Please, Nintendo, give us a collect all button. It's needed. This took a little while to collect them all, and then we had to hatch them. In order to hatch the eggs, we took our precious cargo out for a walk, and then 1 Eevee hatched, 2 Eevee hatched, 3 Eevee hatched, and then we had so many Eevees, I was in Eevee heaven. I kept going, hatching more, until I was satisfied that I would have enough for now. Once I had enough Eevees, I went about and checked my bag again and saw what stones I had in my inventory. I hadn't yet unlocked the 3rd gym at this point, so these were just stones that I had picked up, and I had a Thunderstone, so I turned it into Jolteon, looking majestic and sparky and wonderful. I also decided that I'm going to be organized, so I created Eevee's their very own Eevee box. I chose the cute background because I like the pink, don't judge me, but I thought at least I can be organized and I know what Eevees I've got and what ones I still need to get. After I'd finished organising, I headed out into the world to do some exploring and get my friendship level up with Eevee. And then at night time, the wonderful Umbreon came into my life. How beautiful are they? So that is another one ticked off the list. It was at this point that I decided to battle my 3rd gym leader so that I could purchase more stones from Delibird. However, I made a huge mistake. I should have listened to Grusha's warnings because she was too overpowered for me. I did not pay attention to which order the gym leaders should be done in or recommended to be done in, and this ended painfully. Reeling from my defeat, I decided I needed to make my team stronger, so I set out exploring, and I was in this cave area when I came across this level 50 Espeon. I thought, oh my gosh, I have hit the gold here. I must catch him. However, things went dreadfully wrong. My Meowscarlet let me down, and unfortunately we ended up killing Espeon, and I was heartbroken. I was so sad, devastated. Unimpressed with Meowscarlet's little celebration there, it was time to go back to the drawing board and get some easy evolutions under my belt. So my next goal was to get Espeon and Sylveon, and in order to do this, I wanted to get my friendship level up. So I started off by giving them some goodies, and then I went about having a picnic. This sandwich turned out even worse than the last one, but I am happy to say I have since figured out how to be a sandwich master in this game. After doing this and a few battles along the way, Eevee finally became Sylveon, and I was so happy again. Faith was restored, and I was ready to continue on with this journey. Once Sylveon was done, I added another Eevee into my party and decided to go for Espeon. However, here is where I made another rookie mistake. I grabbed an Eevee that already had a fairy move, so we ended up with another Sylveon. I'm not mad, but I'm just frustrated with myself, as that could have been a lot quicker. So I grabbed yet another Eevee. This time I remembered to check the moves, and then we went about it again, increasing that friendship level to get Espeon. I threw another picnic. As you can see, my sandwich making skills have improved marginally. And then I treated Eevee to a few more candies, and just like that, she became Espeon. Beautiful, majestic Espeon. After successfully evolving Espeon, I straight away went into my bag and checked what stones I had in the hope that there was one that I hadn't already used. And to my surprise, I found a Firestone in there. I was so happy. That meant that I could unlock Flareon, and that was another evolution knocked off our list. It took me a little while to get that pesky Olive into the basket, but eventually I did it, and then on to the battle. Katie was so easy. As soon as that battle was over, I headed straight over to Delibird and purchased a water stone. And I couldn't wait to use it, so I used it straight away on one of the Eevees that I had left over to create Vaporeon. So that is nearly all of them done. We just have one more, and we just have to find that ice stone. Because you are unable to buy the ice stones or get them in an auction, I headed out to the mountain area trying to find a ice stone. I was prepared to do this for a very, very long time. However, I got very, very lucky. I was just strolling around, and then out of the corner of my eye, I was like, that looks like a Glaceon. And it was. And I battled her, and I was so close. I was so worried about getting this wrong. I drained her health for the third time, and I was like, this is gonna kill them. But luckily it didn't, and I was able to capture it. So I didn't have to worry about getting the ice stone. I had it. I've done it all. We have got all of the Eevee evolutions. To celebrate getting all of the evolutions, I headed back to Medali where it all began and held a celebratory picnic for some of the special Eevee evolutions. Some of them didn't quite make the cut, but that's only due to slots. I wish I could have had all of them out partying with me, and we all enjoyed a very lovely sandwich. So good luck with your evolutions. Let me know how many you've got so far in the comments below. Have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.